Mike, a former guest on the show, began our dive into the unknown with a truly chilling account from 1998. The setting was the backroads of Mariposa, California, right as the mist cleared after dawn. It was barely 7 a.m., the hour when the world feels too quiet, and he was walking alone to the bus stop. Usually, his younger brother was there, but on this particular morning, fate separated them. His routine took him past an old, secluded pond, a place of childhood joy that was about to turn into a stage for absolute terror. The light was weak, barely clinging to the edge of the dark water. Halfway down the road, Mike looked across the pond to the distant hill, and there, descending toward the water's edge on all fours, was a staggeringly huge, hair-covered thing, an impossible sight. Its sheer scale was the first shock. The neck and head were colossal, and its shoulders suggested the brute force of a mythical giant. It was so massive, his mind struggled to classify it as anything known. What truly cemented the horror was the detail of the head. Shaggy fur, a long snout, and two huge, floppy, almost hog-like ears. He watched, paralyzed, as one of those ears flicked, listening to the silent mourning. Disbelief curdled into panic. The memory of his younger brother, who should have been following, brought a wave of paralyzing fear. He desperately searched for a place to hide, but the creature was too close. Then, a cold, clear thought cut through the fear. A primal voice of survival. "You have to move now, before it acknowledges you." He instantly turned and ran toward the main road, never looking back. Mike estimated its height on all fours to be at least 5 feet at the shoulder, but the sheer bulk of its head and neck suggested that, if it stood up, this creature would easily loom 12 to 13 feet tall. The encounter left scars on the land. Later, a perfectly intact dead doe was found on the road, a possible victim of sheer, inexplicable terror. The tracks nearby defied identification. And the local woman whose property overlooked the pond? She began acting strangely, aggressively warning Mike and his brother to stay away, her face etched with a fear that went beyond simple trespassing. Mike later learned she had suffered mysterious livestock losses. Her dogs, her entire chicken coop, all gone to an unknown predator. But Mike knew, deep down, what truly stalked those quiet woods. Our second tale shifts focus to Aki's mother in 1987 Syracuse, New York. She instilled in him a crucial truth, that unexplained things exist outside the boundaries of science and comfort. The setting was a park behind a women's residential building, a strange place, once a morgue, now a stage for terror. It was 9:30 p.m. on a dark fall night, near Halloween. Aki's mother and her friend, Sam, were sitting on a playground patio when the silence was shattered by a horrible, unnatural, howling growl from the edge of the woods. It repeated, "Closer," instilling dread. The paralysis became total when the sound repeated a third time, emanating from directly beneath their feet. The shock was so profound, Sam instantly became a statue of pure, frozen horror. Knowing she had to move, Aki's mother began climbing down the supports. As her head dipped low, she saw them, two immense glowing yellow eyes staring up from the black void, only feet away. She let go and dropped, seeing the form clearly, a brown, furry mass, distinctly standing on two powerful feet. She emphasizes that point, a terrifying, impossible bipedal stance. She bolted into a scream and ran, glancing back. She saw the creature standing behind her friend. A momentary hesitation, a menacing gesture before it began to move, giving them a terrifying head start. They scrambled to the building's always unlocked basement door, bursting inside. They slammed the door shut, locking out the darkness, as a final, echoing howl signaled their narrow escape. The trauma never truly lifted. To this day, Aki's mother suffers from nightmares, an acute fear of being alone, and an absolute dread of the woods, a life fundamentally altered by 30 seconds of terror. This generational horror continued with Aki himself. As a teen, he was running through the woods after hearing a strange howl, only to then hear a chilling sound, a woman screaming from the dark trees. We now turn to Dave, a hunter in the Adirondacks. whose recent coyote hunts became an increasingly desperate game of survival against an unseen, intelligent stalker. During the first hunt, he felt the heavy presence of an unseen thing. Every time he used his caller, an unnatural howl answered, and he caught glimpses of a large, black shape tracking his every step. The stalking culminated one cold afternoon. A howl erupted so close and so loud it shook the air, making the forest shudder and snow fall from the branches. Dave knew this was no coyote. Following his route, Dave moved into the dense hemlock forest, a place of perpetual gloom. The thick canopy extinguished the daylight, leaving only terrifying shadows and thin, eerie shafts of sun. He was seated, waiting, when he heard it. Heavy, deliberate steps, walking on two legs, crunching the leaves just 75 yards away, over a small rise. The sound was too heavy, too purposeful to be human. The steps stopped dead. After a moment of agonizing silence, a huge, dark silhouette slowly crested the rise and stepped into one of the vertical light beams, revealing its terrifying form. His heart stopped. He instantly recognized the legs bent backward in that impossible digitigrade stance. This thing was too massive, too powerful. It was undeniably a bipedal horror. The sunlight revealed the full form, a blackish-gray, intensely muscular creature. Its face, frozen in a predatory snarl, was an exact, terrifying replica of the Bad Moon werewolf. The eyes were narrow, focused, and glowing, an unsettling amber color. The hands were human-like, yet tipped with long, lethal, 3-inch claws. Every detail screamed, apex predator. Dave was trapped in his chair, unable to move, his mind racing through impossible escape scenarios. He knew the creature was assessing him, weighing the effort required to make a meal of him. His salvation arrived in a chaotic, unexpected sound. A sudden, explosive thunder of grouse erupted from a nearby tree, the noise deafening and instantly distracting the massive beast. The Dogman, prioritizing the easier meal, instantly surged over the knoll on two legs, pursuing the panicked birds. Dave knew this was his only fleeting chance to escape this nightmare. He bolted out of the forest, filled with a desperate, shaky relief. The memory of that perfectly clear, terrifying visage, the Bad Moon beast, would forever be burned into his mind. Now Dave lives with the severe anxiety and the recurring nightmare where he turns and faces the beast, only to wake up drenched in sweat, half expecting to see that snarling, impossible face pressed against his window.